Okay, and we should be back live now. Can you hear me?
I've got to get through the ad first.
The ad?
I can hear you in the game, but
Oh, I see.
if you want me to test the Twitch stream, I got to get through the ad first.
Fair enough, fair enough.
There's a lady with dragon armor wielding this like 5-foot sword, and now there's another lady with a big old like halberd who wants to kill her.
Is this Raid Shadow Legends?
No, this is Dracana. Oh, this is a new class in Black Desert Online.
Ah. I think I've heard of that game.
Technically, I have it. I've just never played it.
Oh, really? Is it free? Is it free to play?
No, it's. I think it's. You have to pay for it.
Oh.
But I got it for free.
How'd you get it for free?
Steam just had a weekend where, like, if you want this game, add it to your library and it's yours forever. So I said, okay.
Gotta love those.
I've, just never installed or played it. But I've heard good things.
Well, I am running in place. And now I am inside a goat.
Ew.
Not like that.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Alright, should we go to Bree?
You want to do that first?
Yeah, just give me 1 sec. I have to tap out to put the stream manager up. Yeah, let's head off to Bree. Get our stuffs.
Give me just a second. I'm not sure I'm getting game audio in the stream.
Still?
Yeah, I don't hear the waterfall.
Okay, hold on.
Is it just too quiet?
It might be. Okay, what about now?
Let me check real quick. I think so. I think I'm getting it. Hit that NPC guard near you.
The guard fighting?
Yeah, I'm seeing if you can get him to say something.
Nope.
You are now too quiet to hear your personal's voice.
Really? Okay, how about now? Oh, hold on.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, how about now?
I heard that.
Okay. Can you hear the game?
Maybe it's super quiet. Like I'm the loudest thing in this stream.
How about that?
I think I hear some music. I'm pretty sure I hear some music. I'm still louder than you. Should I get quieter?
I've adjusted your volume. Like how quiet am I?
I think we're pretty similar at this point.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm hearing music and I'm hearing waterfall from your stream.
Okay, how does it sound now for in-game audio?
I think it sounds pretty good.
Okay. I had to adjust things a bit, but alrighty. That little knob that lets me, focus on the audio that I'm getting between chat and game is super useful.
Yeah, I'm still not entirely sure how it's different than just like the volume button.
It seems to differentiate between like just sort of chat and game, I guess. I'm not entirely sure, but it works.
It's magical.
Like I've turned up the game volume significantly beyond what I would like normally have it at. And yet because of that little knob I can be able to have it I can have it be a lot lower so I can actually hear the chat.
Well, that is handy.
Yeah. So that it's picking up more on OBS, but I can still have it. Yeah, I'm not hearing it quite as loud, which is so nice. I love this headset. I'm really kind of hating breaking in the wire, but
You'll get used to it.
I just don't like it rubbing against me. Is all. It's weird.
You'll find the position where it just doesn't bother you.
Hello, friend. Could you help me with something? Greetings, friend.
And I am hitting all sorts of lag.
3's pretty laggy this morning. There looks like there's a lot of people about. Hey, that player, did you see their name?
No.
Artful Dodger.
Aw, cool. Yeah, I see him. From the Shadow Guild. Oh wow, he's got a cool looking frame.
His whole character looks really cool. That's a Christmas frame, I believe.
Yeah.
But that black horse with the black outfit, he looks slick.
Yeah, he does. Frick. Alright, are we still, Okay, so we are set to climbing. I just went back to climbing.
Oh yeah, I am doing it too. But hey, look, we finally made it online.
Yeah, I know. Only about a half hour late. Didn't even think last night that this was going to be an issue.
You had one thing on the brain, and that was Star Wars.
That's true. I have greatly enjoyed LEGO Star Wars.
It's greatly enjoyable.
Give me just a sec. I'm going to I'm going to ditch some stuff in my vault, or at least try. Okay. I thought I was. Hold on. I'm going to buy more space. Such an exciting start to the stream, I know.
Inventory management.
Okay.
Look at that full vault of yours.
Are you even remotely surprised?
Why did you name the episode this?
Because it's big open sky.
That's true. It's just irony that we also saw somebody named Artful Dodger at the same time.
I was not expecting that. I well agree that was a bit ironic.
We're just gonna keep running into Firefly references. Just watch it happen.
Oh, probably. Why do I have these ores? I don't need ore.
I don't know.
Is the Spring Festival over?
Not sure. I haven't been paying attention.
Okay, whatever. It's not like we can't go to it next year.
You didn't like the maze anyways.
It's not my favorite part, no. But I know you enjoy it.
I very much enjoyed throwing you in it too.
Sadist.
It was quite enjoyable.
Sadist.
Nah.
Okay, again, why do I have ore on me?
Because we've been collecting it out of like treasure boxes and backpacks.
I figured it was sold, though.
It's not junk. You have to manually sell it.
Okay, well...
Are you selling it all now?
I was trying to. Okay, I think I'm finally ready to go. Let's do this.
You have like 3 spots in your bag?
Oh, I've got an entire bag empty.
Ooh.
Like a bag and a half, even.
That's like untold bounty for you.
I know, right? Excuse me for being a pack rat.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Thank you for your thoughtful suggestion, Vontu. You have saved me from making a terrible mistake. I have heard nothing but praise and admiration for my charitable efforts. I would not have guessed that such acts would be noticed and appreciated by others. Please accept this as a token of my appreciation.
What a kind lady.
Yep.
Alrighty, now it's time for us to actually leave the city and do quests outside.
Oh, really? But I don't want to leave the city. I'm enjoying the city.
Too bad. You gotta get them quests done.
Boo. That's what I say to that. Boo. Alright, where are we off to?
Off to convince people to evacuate their homes.
So, over here to the left?
Over here. I don't know where you're going.
I don't know where I'm going either. It's the war steed. It goes where it wants.
What brings you to these
Reeve
lands?
Otherwald intends us to leave us unprotected if we do not flee. I cannot fathom leaving my home abandoned, but I will do so if it means safety for my family. Thank you, stranger. We shall make for cliving at once. Where'd you go?
I'm killing a dude.
I'm so confused. I thought we were going to talk to people.
I'm just going for the rings on my map.
Who did you kill?
A mounted enemy. Did you get the quest?
I don't think so. Can you try sharing it?
It will not let me.
Was it one of those ones that you picked up off a guy that you killed?
Yeah, and it's a repeatable that we've already done.
Oh, okay. Gosh, this place is confusing. Well, not this place, just how to make war steeds work. I've been playing with them for a month now and I still don't get it.
Technically, since we've only been doing Saturdays, we've really only been playing for like 4 or 5 days.
Okay, touche, but still. My point remains. I shall miss my home dearly, but I will not disobey a command from our noble Reeve. Athelward is I cannot talk. Is a wise ruler, and if he requires us to take shelter within the city, then that is the course of action I will take. Pardon me, for I must begin preparations to set forth.
What are you doing here?
It looks like he's trying to hurt you. But yeah, see? Big open sky. It seemed appropriate at least once in Rohan.
Oh, it does. Rohan does a lot of sky. Are you posting warnings?
Yep. Hey, Dill, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning.
Oh, okay, I'm going in the wrong direction. That's a differently colored arrow.
Are you following the arrows?
Trying to. But I was following the like brown arrow, not the green one. And that's the green one's the important one, because that's you. Of course, now I'm fighting orc archers in the Norcrofts.
Nice. We need to kill those.
Yeah, I've killed one already, and I've got another one that is about to die.
How far away did you get?
Apparently very. Okay, was there someone I needed to talk to over here?
I hadn't talked to him yet, but yes, there will be somebody to talk to.
There's another archer right here that I'm fighting. Where? How far away did you go?
I just keep making a line for the quest objective.
I don't know what I'm doing! We've been playing this for over a year and I still have no clue what I'm doing!
You just know how to kill things.
I know how to hit buttons, that's it.
Here, there's another archer over here.
I think... yeah, it's about the last one I need. Yeah, it was a year in February.
What brings you to these lands?
Or, March, I think. Actually, I think it was a year last month. I cannot understand why Athelward refuses to send his riders to help defend our homes, but he has always done what is best for his people, and I will adhere to his decree for evacuation. Blessings to you, messenger.
Wait, it's children on the fence.
What?
He had kids sitting on the fence in front of him.
What the? How did I get in here? I feel like Desmond the Moon Bear.
Where's in here?
I got inside the stable somehow.
Your horse is like, I'm tired. Time to go sleep.
Oh, it was 27. Oh, it was February. That's right. Yeah, it's been over a year at this point. That was back when we were streaming 4 days a week. Not that we have the time for that anymore, or the gumption.
Our mission.
Thank you for the warning. It seems to me that now these lands are fit for naught but war. I will make haste for Edoras in the hopes that Theoden King will still hold against our foes. I really... Oh, I hate the warhorse. It's so unwieldy.
You could walk.
I mean, I don't want to walk, but this thing is just so unwieldy. I know I don't need to go full speed on the war steed, but otherwise if I don't, I lose my wife. Like, she'll just get so far ahead of me and I have no idea where I'm going.
Well, then I won't go full speed.
Why are we killing all these orcs?
Because they're in our way.
I mean, I have no objection about it. I just was wondering if... Oh, I need to place a marker here.
Yep.
Have you already placed a marker?
I'm placing now.
Okay, I need to do one more.
Yep. And it's right near the last farmer we have to talk to.
Oi. Perfect, perfect.
Did I leave you behind?
You usually do. Yes, that's exactly how it would be, Dill. Exactly how it would be. The orcs that have spread across the fields have made it far too dangerous to
brings you
remain.
to
I will
these
heed your
lands?
warning and leave these lands behind. Yet, I hope someday to return. Bless you.
Thank you. I wonder if her chickens are gonna make it.
Oh, probably not. Probably not would be my guess. Work is getting busy. I've been given project lead on like one of the biggest deals in our company's history, so I'm now just out of my depth immediately and trying to figure out how to swim. So, but other than that, you know, it's good, and life just kind of trundles on.
Nothing crazy for me, really. Oh, we don't have to talk to him.
Well, except for the fact that you now only go to the office 2 days a week.
Oh, that's true. They're giving me Fridays at home again.
Because her company's being bought out by another company, and they're altering the work schedule. So
Yeah. And I'm in the limbo of figuring out how my benefits are going to change.
so it's really just kind of, you know, day-to-day life still for us. Nothing huge. But yeah, no, I'm very happy she gets to stay home on Fridays now.
You have done well.
Thank you for providing warning to my people. Too many have fallen already, and it shames me greatly. With the crofters safely within the city walls, I shall do all in my power to keep Cliving safe. We have done
Thank
our
you for
part.
your
Now we
help.
must hope that travelers heed the warnings and change course as necessary. Thank you for your aid. You have proven again to be a dependable messenger. Hey, my horse to the horse, of course.
Thank you
The
for your
Norcrofts will
help.
be safer for my riders and for those evacuating without the orcs suddenly raining arrows down upon them. You are well deserving of this reward.
I need your help.
My father always said that a good leader serves not by sitting on his throne and giving orders. A great leader will lead his people by his example. This is why I must take to the field and face the dangers directly. Your deeds speak of your great prowess, Bantu. Accompany me. I would like to see your abilities firsthand. I still don't trust him. There's something not
I
quite
have
right
taken
about
to the
someone so
battlefield,
perfect.
hoping to inspire and
In what way
reassure
does he
my
display
people.
perfection?
We fight together,
Everyone loves him.
and I wish to witness firsthand your ability in combat.
Stay with me
Thank
as I
you for
patrol the
your
area. We shall remove from these lands any of the scattered vermin that now infest them. Ready your weapon, friend. If your noteworthy reputation is not groundless, these orcs should prove to be no match for us at all. I wonder if whether we will ever truly reclaim the Norcrops from our foes. Oh, I bet you do.
Oh, I think you like one-shot 3 guys.
I did, or he did?
I think you did.
Really? I don't think so. I'm rather impressed by your potency, Bantu. Let us continue. You should be impressed by my potency. I've only been doing this for 82 levels now. We've come far enough for today. It is best that we return to the city. That was like all of 300 feet!
An ambush!
Gosh, I love that skill. The foe has sought to surprise us from behind. They seem pretty in front of me right now. Are you getting a little bit of lag?
Not too much.
Okay, maybe it's just me. Did you see that?
I did.
That was awesome. I was like all 5 of them at once. Come, we will reassemble in the meat hall. Okay. I can get behind such an idea.
When did we disassemble?
I don't know.
You have done well.
Well fought, Vontu. Your prowess in battle is far more considerable than I had estimated. I mean no exaggeration when I say this. Your presence may prove to be the deciding factor in the fate of my people. Thank you for aiding me.
I need your help.
I have a personal matter that I feel can be entrusted to you. The second eldest of my daughters, Idas, has aspiration of becoming a shield maiden, following in the reputation of her father as a great warrior. I love Idas dearly and wish her to be happy, so I have arranged for her to receive training in preparation for becoming a shield maiden. I have seen your experience and talent when it comes to matters of prowess. Would you be willing to mentor Idas, oversee her training, and ensure that she is happy and free from danger? If you are able to assist her, please speak with her trainer, Edwulf. You will find him at the secluded training grounds east of Cliving, north of the Vale of Trees along the road. Do I look like I use a shield? I hold 2 rocks, buddy.
You don't look like a maiden either.
That too, but that's a whole different discussion to have.
No, we mostly just show up and kill a bunch of stuff, and that inspires everyone else to be like, I can kill stuff too.
Do we need to warhorse for this one?
No, we've got somebody to talk to in the city.
Okay, good, then I'm just gonna ride Jingle.
Jingle, jingle, the moon goat.
The Christmas goat, but sure.
Did we already talk to this dude?
I don't know. I don't see a ring in here.
Yeah, but we have to help him with his problem. There might be a quest I'm not tracking.
I see help. Let's see.
Oh, that's that quest. That's the silver candlestick guy.
That's right. Okay. We have to go talk to the quartermaster for that, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker.
Two of which we talked to for a previous quest. Technically,
Might
we
have
talked
been
to
on
all of them.
purpose.
Yes, no, I've gathered as such.
Oh, quartermaster's over here. What's he doing standing in a corner behind a house?
Being difficult. I don't see him. He hasn't loaded for me yet. There we go. Candlestick moldings. Are you mad? Are you not aware of the orcs assaulting men along the road? I have no shipments arrive. I've had no shipments arrive from Edoras for quite some time, nor would I expect any but the most urgent of deliveries. Unless you manage to convince every orc from here to Edoras to leave as me, I would not expect your moldings to arrive hastily.
You're not riding Jingles Jingles the Moon Monkey.
I'm not riding Jingles and the Monkey. Freaking Ticketmaster. Blame them.
Time is
No
short.
moldings. This is terrible news,
So
but I
is
expected as
hope.
much. If I return the payment, I will be unable to provide for my family, and if I'm thrown in the dungeon, I am in worse condition still. I beg you to reason with Ordwicker. I know he will understand if you reason with him. I will grant him a discount upon his next purchase and craft an extra candlestick for him when I have the moldings. If he would speak with me, I'm sure we can negotiate things further. Oh, I rather doubt that. He does not seem to be the reasonable type. Excessively rich people seldom tend to be.
Don't you know how badly his life will be affected by the lack of candlesticks?
I mean, probably as bad as the CEO letting go of his second nanny in front of everyone.
What business
No
have you with
candlesticks
the
and no
reliquary?
repayment. Unacceptable. I'm calling for a guard. A discount. If this is not a trick, then it changes matters entirely. I suppose I could agree to wait a while longer if Trump still plans on accommodating my future purchases. I shall visit him later to negotiate. Thank you, and receive this for your trouble. I am pleasantly surprised. Hey, I mean, at least he was reasonable.
He was.
My work seems much quieter now that some of these trivial disputes have been settled. It is not it is such a shame that no noble blood was shed. Ha! Worry not, I merely jest. Perhaps now that the nobles might consider the desperate situation that we find ourselves in and look at their neighbors as allies rather than enemies. The guard has more important
Brings
matters to
you to
attend
these
to than
lands.
solving petty squabbles. You have my thanks, Montu. We have a ring over here.
Ooh.
With Inhil.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Hello, traveler. May I ask a favor of you? I am worried about a young man named Radgar who lives on a farm outside of Cliving. I've heard countless stories of crofters coming under siege from fearsome orcs and other beasts, and I pray that Radgar remains yet safe. I care deeply for Radgar, but my father will not allow me to see him. He knows that Radgar is poor and believes he is unworthy of our concern. Please visit his farm and ensure his safety. I love Radgar, but I would rather he flee to Edoras than come to harm for my sake. Aww. Young lovers. They probably skronked, is my guess.
I mean, it's possible. Who knows?
Were you not expecting me to say that?
No, my brain, you said young lovers, and then my brain is thinking about a song that was like, hello, young lovers, wherever you are, and I'm trying to remember where that song's from.
Oh. See, I'm just thinking Secret Tunnel.
Don't go that way.
Don't go what way? The way I was going?
Yeah, go down this other shoot of the road.
Okay, I will go down the other shoot of the road. My warning is gone!
Your what?
The warning was gone.
What warning?
The one we posted!
Oh, that warning.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here going, what warning did you post?
the one we did for the quest!
Yeah, I know that now. The orcs took it down.
Apparently.
What business have
My
you?
dear Inhild,
Rotary.
she need not worry for me. Since I first gazed upon her in the market, I have been in love, and I will do anything to be near her. I refuse to leave for Edoras, for we may never meet again. I appreciate your concerns, but I will not leave without seeing Inhild.
Our success depends upon our
I
strength.
must endure the orcs until I am able to
Aid
prove
us?
to Inhild's father, Whitman, that I am worthy of his daughter. The fence gates around my farm need to be secured. Upon each of my attempts to leave my farm, the orcs have harassed me and tried to ride me down. Please, help me secure the fence, but remain vigilant to the orc riders and their torment.
It's from The King and I.
From what?
The song, Hello Young Lovers. It's from The King and I when the teacher, Anna, sees the adult prince and Tuptim together.
It's been a long time since I've watched that.
I've never actually seen the original all the way through. I've just seen the animated one, which is far more palatable.
I've seen the original, like, I loved the original when I was a kid.
See, that one was always just a little too long for me.
I loved it when I was a kid. I remember, you know, the bald guy being like, etc., etc., etc.
That is fun. Like, it's a classic movie.
It is.
But yeah, the song I was thinking of when you said Young Lovers from The King and I.
Where's this other orc tormentor?
I will track him in a second.
Why am I in combat?
I don't know. I am too. Oh, I see a tormentor.
That might be why we're in combat.
Yeah, I think he was coming for us.
And he's running away from us.
Yeah, he's doing the mounted combat thing. He'll circle back around.
Yeah, but I'm lazy. I didn't want to wait for him to circle back around.
What business have you?
I'm
with the
glad to see
Rohirrim?
that you have dealt with these merciless brutes. I am fortunate to have someone with such skill in my company. Let us hope that the orcs decide to relent their constant harassment, now that they have seen our ability to defend against them.
The Rohirrim have
Your
need
dispatch
of
of
your services.
those orc ruffians has given me a rather clever idea. With your assistance, I have thought of a way to gain the respect of Inhild's father. There is a notorious Uruk thief that I have witnessed eluding various trinkets and valuables from the abandoned farmsteads surrounding my home. His fondness for treasure will be his downfall. Track down this Uruk and separate him from his ill-gotten gains. With those valuables in my possession, I might yet impress old Whitman and be allowed to court his daughter.
I don't see this going wrong at all.
Mm-mm. Five head is coming for who's five head? Whoa! I just went black. Okay,
Your world
there we
is
go.
loading in.
Okay.
Either that or your characters had a night out drinking that we are unaware of.
I mean, if Free Guy has anything to go off of, it's entirely possible.
He carried no valuables.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, come over here for a second.
Okay.
We're going for markers real fast.
We're going for what?
Markers on the path.
We have to. Okay.
Well, did you see the, the next marker is to the west pop up on your screen?
No. I mean, like, I see the quest. The right to the third marker, west of the second.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I've never heard that expression before. I made a friend, apparently.
Aw, do you think he will join you for the rest of forever?
No, I'm probably gonna have to kill him. Such is the way of things. The way of the Force. Oh look! Quest to kill these guys. Hey, my horse did a horse, of course.
Hooray!
Does it get annoying that I say that every time my horse stings?
It doesn't bother me.
Okay, good, because it's our stream and I was just going to keep doing it anyway.
It's your party. You can cry if you want to.
Yeah, something like that.
And you can dance if you want to.
You know I can't dance. Legally. Court order.
You can leave your friends behind.
I legally cannot dance. Court order.
Your friends can't dance.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they can dance or not. I can't join them in said dancing. Court order.
I say to be a rebel. Defy the courts. They can't control you.
I mean, seeing as how it's not actually a legal court or anything, then no, they can't. But that's just my usual excuse. Okay, now we have to defeat white-hand pillagers at every place.
There's several auto-bestowed quests.
What is this? Oh, totem. Was that a quest?
It might be eventually, I don't recall.
Wow, that is an old song reference. That's a real throwback there, Dill. I remember when that song was new. What was that, Enrique Iglesias?
Maybe. I can hear the song, I just don't know who sings it.
Pretty sure that's Enrique Iglesias.
This is just a whole stream about songs.
I'm not complaining. Where'd you go?
I'm killing dudes.
Yeah, I am too.
That was pretty impressive lightning strike.
Yeah, I do have them every so often.
I just watched a dude coming at me and then lightning hit him and he fell off his wolf.
So suddenly I'm having these options to be able to toss spears.
That might be something we've been picking up. Not sure.
I still need one more pillager.
He's over here.
Okay.
I have engaged him. And
Oh,
then
no,
fire started.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that, Joe. Like, I don't care about how old the song is. I'm just saying that is a throwback. But like, there's some songs that just kind of withstand the test of time, like Bohemian Rhapsody for whatever, or for example, not whatever. Or Hotel California, which is just an absolute classic of a song.
It's a very good song.
That it is. Are we turning in quests here?
Yeah, those ones that got auto-bestowed, they're here. But yeah, this guy also has the quest to go kill totems and banners.
Ah, there we go. Okay. He wasn't loading for me.
Our mission
These
is
villagers are a
dire.
grim indication of what the orcs intend to accomplish. They have defiled the deserted homes of the crofters. It is a fine deed you have done in removing their presence.
What brings you to
Knowing
these
that the
lands?
invaders have fallen to your prowess fills me with a sense of satisfaction. Each orc slain in the fields delays the chance of their forces amassing to attack the city. Keep vigilant, brave Runekeeper.
Our
Hail,
success
Runekeeper!
depends
Take
upon
care
our
as you
strength.
travel in these lands. The vacant
Will you
farms
aid
southwest
us?
of the city have fallen under the control of the White Hand orcs. Their previous residents fleeing to Adoras or seeking sanctuary within the walls of Cliving. The orcs have taken it upon themselves to mark our lands with their various brands and symbols. It may not matter to most, but I cannot bear to see our homeland so crudely desecrated. If it is not much trouble, I request that any orc banners or totems that you come across be destroyed. I shall see that you are compensated generously for your efforts. Let's do it.
I think your lightning and fire might do better against sticks in the ground than my arrows.
I mean, potentially. Though your arrows do seem to be able to light stuff on fire
That is pretty impressive.
pretty effectively.
I mean, they've only got like 1,300 hit points.
This is true.
That banner did not let me kill it.
I can't even select it.
Yeah, I couldn't either. Oh, that might be the Pillager's banner.
Yeah. I'm inclined to think that it is.
Wow. Lightning.
Yep. You missed one. You missed a total.
Ah, I saw that you killed it.
No, there was another one that you passed right by.
They must not have loaded in for me.
That's whatevs, I got it.
Yep, and it counted for me. Now I just need 2 banners.
Same. Samesies here. So I'm just Discord's popping up in the top corner for me for work, and they're wanting to plan a meeting about Hyperdash this weekend or like tomorrow. I'm just like, my gosh, we never slow down here, do we?
Why are they planning a Sunday meeting? They've never done that before.
Yeah, it's rare, but it has happened before.
Why does it need to happen on Sunday? Why can't it wait till Monday?
Because I think there's league stuff going on potentially.
I found a banner.
Cool. I found friends.
Friends to kill?
Yep. Friends to kill.
Well, now they are dead.
So they is.
It is funny because the squirrel gets dead.
What?
Up.
Oh. That is a fun movie.
It is. Makes you cry, though.
Yeah, just a bit.
Makes everyone cry.
Just a bit. What do you mean, what do we do to our friends when they come over on Saturdays? They come over after we stream.
He's talking about the fact that I told you to kill those friends that you made.
Oh, okay. I see what he's saying. Okay. Sorry, I'm still kind of waking up a little bit. I went to bed kind of late. Oh, I still need 1 banner.
You still need a banner.
I still need a banner.
Well, let's go get you a banner. Do you need a rich Rittermark Scarn deposit?
No, I'm good. I love these new headphones, but I'm just the wire is just driving me crazy right now. Okay. But I mean, I love this headset. Oh, it's amazing. Like, this is what happens when you spend good money on it. It's a really good headset. And have the bestest wife ever that gets you just an amazing KK anniversary gift.
It's something you wanted and needed.
I did need to get a new headset, yeah. But still, yeah. I freaking love this headset. Did not hear the cat meowing, like I only heard it a couple times last night instead of all night long. It was fantastic. Oh my gosh, my life was so much easier. I suspect that seeing the banners and totems fall disturbs the orc invaders as greatly as it has disturbed me to see them erected on our land. I praise your convictions, Vontu. Few have the bravery to risk undertaking such a task. I am pleased to reward you as promised.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Reeve Athelward has asked us to remain on watch against the orcs and to ensure the safety of the city. We repelled a single attempt attempted infiltration of Cliving, and in the time since, no orcs have dared to try again. All the while, the orcs are free to roam our lands, pillaging and raiding as they see fit. I mean no disrespect to Ethelward, but I know that we could greatly benefit were we to ride against the orcs in the fields. My men all agree, save Leofictel. Please speak with him and convince him that riding against our foes is the correct course of action.
You almost went off the cliff.
I
We
saw that.
keep
I
safe
was
these
there.
lands. For how long?
Garmund oversteps his bounds. We are under direct orders from Reeve Athelward himself. We are to guard the city walls and never to patrol beyond. I will not take part in this disobedience. I understand that it is a noble undertaking, but we have our commands and we must follow them. I suggest you inform Garmund that I will be reporting to Athelward the moment he abandons his post. Do not take part in this foolishness, Vontu. I mean, I can do what I want. I'm not part of the guard.
Yeah, we've taken no oaths.
I cannot fault Leofictel. Layoff settle, whatever, for his loyalty to
aid
the
the
Reeve, but there is more
Horse
to duty than simply following commands. We have all sworn oaths to protect these lands and the people that live upon them. I wish to uphold those oaths and to bring to justice the trespassers against the plains of Rohan, and I will gladly face the consequences if my deeds preserve even a yard of my homeland. I welcome you to ride with us, Vontu. We intend to strike fear into these brutes and pillagers. Let us set forth, Vontu. Upon your steeds, men. Ready yourselves, Vontu.
Garmund has rejected my commands to remain guarding the city. He has taken his Aerid to reclaim land from the orcs.
I'm glad to
In
have you with me,
his oath to
Vontu.
protect the whole
Stay
of
close
the
and be ready to
Norcross.
strike our foe. Come,
Our mission is
let us see
dire.
what these trespassers are made of.
Not much, apparently.
Yeah. Kind of going down pretty quickly. I look forward to being able to watch the movies again tomorrow.
It's been a bit.
It's been quite a bit. Have we even done it once this year?
I don't know.
I think we have. Going back to in-person church kind of made that more difficult.
It is what it is, though.
I know, I really missed Zoom church. It was so convenient.
I don't think church is ever supposed to be described as convenient.
I know it's not, but it was so convenient. At least we have our car back though. That I am grateful about. Immensely grateful about.
Five horsemen against 2 dudes.
Seems a bit out. A little unfair.
The orcs are the ones invading.
This is true. what I really miss being able to do? And this is totally random. I really miss having the time to scam bait. I'm so busy with work these days, I haven't been able to yank scammers around at all lately. Every time I get a scam likely call, I have to ignore it just because I just don't have time. It makes me sad.
It has been a while since you've had something like that to do.
I just haven't had time. Which is just very unfortunate because I do so enjoy it when I have the opportunity.
Bad guys.
Yep. And it's been great because there've been like, you know, these student loan ones are just they've been relentless lately. And I've just I can take it so many different ways. I've just not had time.
I actually got relatively few scam calls this week.
I usually get about 1 or 2 a day at this point for some reason. I don't know how. I actually ended up in like a scam group message yesterday. I was like, my number was like 1 of 20 that was in this group thing, talking about, you know, rebates on my collagen injections that I just got or whatever. I'm like, what?
That was really dumb of the scammers.
Some people even responded.
Like, seriously? Or being like, this is a scam?
No, they're like, no way! That's great! Like, obviously sarcastic.
See, I was thinking if you were going to do a group text like that, you put a few plants in who believes to convince other people to believe.
I think it's so blatantly, stupidly obvious that you'd be hard-pressed to get anyone to believe it. Let us return to the outpost at the watchtower. We cannot hope to regain the fields in such short time. I know! A Nigerian prince reached out to me through my random compilation of email, letters and numbers, and wants to give me like $7 million because I'm apparently his only living relative?
Our mission is dire.
Like, no way! It weighs heavy upon my heart to see the lands I have sworn to protect in such ruin and abandonment. Slowly, may we overcome the numbers of the orcs and their trail of wreckage, but not if we are shut behind our city walls. I thank you for accompanying me, Vontu. It is no small comfort to know that there are others who know the importance of protecting one's home. Oh yeah, I need to select a, Really? Medium, and heavy. Nothing for me.
Rohirrim have need of your services.
I'm rather surprised to find Leofsitil awaiting our return. He has made it known that he wishes to speak with you. Perhaps he has had a change of heart regarding your purpose. You may inform him that I hold no grudge against him for his refusal. If he wishes to assist us once more, we are more than willing to accept his return.
We must turn to the offensive.
It could be that same Nigerian. We might be related, Dill. Rejoin Garment. Am I taken for a fool? I have returned to deliver a formal summons by Reeve Athelward. He requests your presence at the meat hall at once. Having disclosed the details of Garment's betrayal, the Reeve seeks a neutral party to discuss a resolution. I hardly consider you neutral, but nonetheless, you have been chosen to discuss the matters with the Reeve. Do not let Garment's arrogance go unpunished.
Dun dun dun. He told on us.
I mean, I don't fault him for it. Technically, he's right. They abandoned their post. I mean, if we both have a Nigerian prince for a brother... Oh. To her credit, Dill, to her credit, she's actually seemingly calmed down. She actually seems to be doing all right. She's not lived here since like before. I just went black again. Since like before Thanksgiving, so you know, late November, because that's when she got released from the mental ward. And it seems like she's stayed medicated or whatever, because her dad is able to still tolerate her, and isn't, you know, calling my dad, crying, begging to get her out of his home. Yeah, I mean, the medication she's on, it's not going to reverse the psychosis, but it's going to, from what we understand, it's likely to at least halt its progression. So, like, she still probably thinks that she's a reality star, but she knows not to talk about it, and she knows that bad things happen when she does, so...
You have done well.
And she can actually rationally think that through. Thank you for heeding my summons, Vontu. Leofsitel has told me that you have been assisting Captain Garman and his riders. Please share with me the events that you have witnessed and your opinion of Garman's intentions. You described the raid against the orcs led by Garman, his respect for Athelward, and his desire to protect his homeland from the invaders. Athelward listens, nods, and thinks for a moment before speaking. I hear truth in the words you speak, Vontu, and I will now pass judgment on these matters, with your testimony in mind. Inform Leofsitel that I am moved by his loyalty and his adherence to my commands. As such, I have decided to bestow upon him the title of Captain of the Guard. With this rank, he shall be able to oversee the other men on guard and ensure that none shall risk their lives to attack the White Hand Orcs. When you have finished with Leofsitel, speak with Captain Garment. Garment is to pack up his supplies and return to the mead hall. For his noble acts and his great desire to protect others, he will receive the privilege of becoming my personal protector and safeguard. My life will be more secure with Garment at my side. I mean, that's probably better than could have been hoped for.
Yeah, some guys might have just hanged him for disobedience.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, the town's gone.
Ruh-roh, Scooby.
It hasn't loaded in.
I keep running into that today. I'm like hitting some bad lag today or something. Because my screen's black once again. There we go.
If you find yourself running into an untextured area, stop, or otherwise it'll go black, basically.
The thing is, it's not always been untextured, or at least it's not noticeably untextured. I mean, are you hitting the same issue? Or is it just me?
I haven't had a black screen. But I've hit the black screen before in LOTRO.
It is what it is. I mean, it's still playable.
Yep. We were getting worse in Angmar.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. Why do we have to be so busy today?
I mean, we're not that busy.
Well, I mean, we gotta run out to Home Depot, we gotta get out to Michael's, we've got other things that we need to do. We're somewhat busy today.
Not the worst.
Not the worst, but still. Athelward has made me captain of the guard. It is an honorable title, but one wrought with peril and frustration. This feels more of a punishment than a reward. I sought to keep away from the fields of destruction, only to be thrust onto the front lines of our defenses. I am unsure how this flawed promotion was decided, but I cannot help but think that you are to blame, Vontu. Off with you, pester someone else with your good deeds.
Pester, pester, bother, bother, bother.
How dare we help you get promoted?
What brings you to
If
these
Reed
lands?
Athelward has decided that I must return to serve him, then I shall obey his judgment. I believe that my actions were just, but I must accept the outcome of disregarding his orders. Allow me to collect my belongings. I regret that I will not be able to further defend the lands that I so greatly love, but by protecting the Reeve, I am in a unique position to keep safe the people I have sworn to honor. Perhaps, in time, I will be able to convince Athelward not to sacrifice so much of his domain in order to defend the city. Thank you for standing by me through all this, Fontu.
The sun is rising.
But we're not looking for Gandalf's coming. Are we?
Not yet. That's really pretty.
It is very pretty. Take a picture. Maybe one of the guys from the Lego Star Wars team will like it again.
This isn't a Lego picture.
No, but maybe he'll like it. Did he follow you?
No.
No. Still, that was pretty cool that, you know, one of the animators for Lego Star Wars liked one of your Instagram pictures of it.
It was interesting. I mean, assuming what's on his Instagram profile is true.
It would be really odd for it not to be true.
Yeah, it would be, but people claim all sorts of things.
This is true. I don't dispute that. Where are you going?
I'm going to Kuthrid.
Where the frick is... I have no idea where you are.
I'm near the mead hall.
Okay.
I have transcended this reality.
I mean, okay, there you are. I see your dot.
You've
You have ridden the bounds. What did you encounter? My men ride that circuit many times a day, ensuring the safety of the city. Usually it is quiet, but occasionally orcs or other foes stray within the line and must be fought or driven away. Hey, my horse to the horse. I was told that Reeve Athelward wanted to speak with you before you depart climbing. Thank you again for your help, and I hope that Reeve rewards you in suitable fashion for the aid you have graciously given. For all on to be safe and well guarded, the Norcross must be as well. I appreciate your help in that regard, and I know that Reeve will agree.
We will do that after the other quest we have.
To go deal with the... Well, you have to go talk to Randgar.
And we have to go find the Reeves' daughter.
I don't know if I'm tracking that one.
We'll get there and you'll see it.
Like, I know we had that quest, I just don't... It doesn't look like I'm tracking it.
That's the daughter-like-father one.
Oh, okay. Talk to Ed Wolf. Okay. Alright, well, what do I want to do with my horse? I've got 5 points to spend, and I'm not sure what to put them into. Whatever, I'll deal with it later. Oh, come on, slow down.
Uh-oh.
Spoiler alert. Randgar is nowhere to be seen. Signs of a struggle are visible here. Oh, he are deaded, probably. Randgar's spear seems to have been left on the ground. Randgar's cloak has been torn and is stained with blood. Am I supposed to go up here?
No, we're
Oh.
supposed to bring the cloak back to Inhild.
Are he dead? He's probably dead.
Well, he's lost blood. At least a little bit of it.
Okay, so are we going off to Edwolf?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, there's a kitty on my desk.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, he's sleeping.
Cute. Cute, cute.
Oh, he's down there. Oops. I think you landed a bit harder than I did.
Why do you say that?
Because I just kind of like came to a stop and then you went plow right next to me.
And yet, my broken leg is healed before yours.
We
Oh!
must stand by while the minions of Orthunk spread their influence.
The training grounds. Stop! 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 Stupid Worsty. The training grounds of the Aerolingas are no place for a young woman such as Idas. When she becomes injured, or possibly worse, it will be my head that Reeve Athelward will be after. If you are here to help keep her safe, then I welcome your aid, but please refrain from encouraging her foolish ambitions of becoming a shield main. If the Norcrofts is to be saved, it will not be by foolhardy women.
This road leads to death. We should return to Edoras.
Idas is quick to learn fighting techniques, but she lacks size and strength. Training is one matter, but she has absurd ideas of charging alongside the men onto a real battlefield. Since you seem to be quite eager to help her, I am going to relinquish her training duties to you. Athelward can speak to you when she gets herself killed. It will be none of my concern. Go speak with her at the mill to the north, high above the ridge. Or above the ridge.
I sense that he thinks that I would not be a good fighter either.
He probably does.
Yet I doubt he's completed any Slayer deeds.
To be fair, you would not be charging in, per se.
Another lesson learned.
I have great respect for Edwulf's prowess in combat, but as a mentor, he leaves much to be desired. You have been sent to take his place. You would not have been chosen were you without skill, but you have yet to prove yourself worthy of my favor. I shall have you know that I intend to become a shield maiden of great renown, and that I take my training quite seriously. Allow me to see how quickly you can dispatch of orcs. Impress me, and I will eagerly follow your guidance. And I cannot talk this morning.
Down this way.
I'm killing an orc.
Oh, you're killing an orc? Did it count?
I don't know. I haven't killed it yet.
I think you might have to go back down into
It did count. So the White Hand Scout was fair game. Are you not coming up to join me?
My brain keeps telling me that I must be closer to an orc in this direction, and so I keep going.
I'm killed 2 now. Have they counted for you?
I just found my first one.
Have they counted for you?
Oh no, the ones you've killed have not. I'm too far away.
Oh, okay.
Fortunately, she gave us 10 minutes, so I mean...
Yeah.
I think we'll be able to manage.
Oh yeah, we will. Alright, I'll come down to you. Oh, that was a mistake.
Did you just go off the cliff?
I did. I did indeedly. Bless you.
Thank you. Well, I'm at 5 now.
I'm at 3. Because I couldn't find any more orcs, and so I came your way.
Oh, here's one.
I'm at 4. I killed one on the way to, Oh, and there was my 5th. Alright.
Back up the hill.
Back up the hill.
Another
That was rather
lesson
impressive.
learned.
Even the braggart Edwulf would be pressed to achieve such a hasty feat. Very well, I shall heed your counsel. Having skill and strength will not be enough. I must learn to fight with courage and honor if I am to live up to my father's reputation.
There is still much to learn.
Hey, I tree.
You tree.
Did you tree?
No, I'm very close to treeing.
Striking, training dummies, and sparring with squires. These are fine tasks for a novice, but it is not enough. If I am ever to truly progress towards becoming a shield maiden, I must see real battle. I have just such a task in my mind. It is nothing too excessive, mind you, simply a hunt of the local bears. With you at my side, what danger could such beasts pose? A lot.
She's not afraid of no bears.
She should be.
The desire to train against more unpredictable foes has drawn Edis's attention to the bears roaming just beyond the training grounds.
Are we gonna talk? Or is it okay? We're not gonna chat, apparently.
Oh, well, I was talking to her.
The dialogue box was not popping up for me.
Weird.
I'm having a lot of lag issues today.
It's one of those days.
It seems that way.
But you get to run through the flowers.
I get to lag through the flowers. Actually, no, deal with it. No?
She's like, where did the bear go?
Okay, yeah, deal with it later.
Not meager with an RE.
Yep.
Another lesson
Something
learned.
urges on you. What seeks us here among the trees? Be ready to stand your ground.
Oh, there they are.
On horses? I figured wargs.
These one are Uruk-hai, not orcs.
Still. The Urukai were no match for our strength. Rally to me, Vantu.
Another
That was far
lesson
too close,
learned.
Vantu. Hurry, let us return before others appear and overwhelm us, or follow our path to the camp.
Another lesson
That was not
learned.
quite what I had in mind, but it is difficult to ignore that it was invaluable first-hand training. How fortunate that I had you at my side when things grew perilous, however. Thank you, Vantu.
There is still much to learn.
I must admit that your mentoring has been invaluable, Vantu. I've learned much simply from observing you and fighting alongside you. I know that my determination oft causes trouble for myself and for others, and I appreciate your willingness to stand by me despite this. The other squire has never treated me as an equal, so it is good to have someone to speak with. If you are not opposed, I have other thoughts which I would like to discuss with you. If you're ready, I would wish to discuss my thoughts on the state of things. Sure, why not?
Edith has quickly grown to trust you as a mentor. She wishes to discuss with you her aspirations and
I'm eager
her
to learn more
fears.
from you, Vantu. I
Another
know it will not
lesson
come
learned.
easily, but I will become a shield maiden no matter what the cost. I am fortunate to have met someone with the same determination and will do good to do good in that I see in myself and in my father. My strong will and determination are traits passed down from my father. Father loves all of his daughters dearly, and he has supported my dreams of becoming a shield maiden. Yet his greatest desire is to sire a son, an heir to groom to take his seat when he should pass. When mother passed away, father was devastated, but he never abandoned his desire for his son. His strong determination will not allow him to fail. He will pursue a new wife with dignity and purpose. I am confident that he will succeed in the end, and he will have his son at any cost. I knew I didn't trust him. With enough training, I hope to be able to rally and inspire others in the way that my father can. Oh, can you hear something? I hear the faint roar of
honorable
fighting
victory.
coming from the training grounds. We'd better investigate with haste. Hurry, we must be prepared. Yep. I'm always prepared.
You just got your finger on those buttons. Just wait.
Ed Wolf, the combat instructor. Ed Wolf, no, this is horrible.
Another
Ed Wolf has
lesson
been
learned.
wounded. It is not a fatal blow, but he will need someone to protect him. This must be the work of the Uruk Spontu. No doubt they are assailing the training grounds. Go and assail the Uruk intruders while I stay and watch over Ed Wolf.
And now she's the only trainee cliving her.
Yep. That isn't wounded, at least.
We got him.
Well, that was all 9? That went quick.
We're kind of slaughtering them.
I mean, just a bit, yeah. You're leaving me behind again.
Run faster.
I have no movement modifiers. You know this.
Just make the legs go faster.
A timely return, Vantu. A large Uruk approaches.
An
We have
honorable
defeated the
victory.
invaders. It is most fortunate that they were nearby. Ed Wolf's wounds are not fatal, and the damage to the camp will be quickly repaired. These men owe us their lives, Vantu. We arrived just in time. We must allow time for the men to recover and restore the camp. Once again, I am honored to be your student.
Hooray! I saved them.
Yep.
Another lesson learned.
I am speechless, Vontu. We were able to repel the invaders and save the others. The men have begun to recognize my talents and treat me on equal footing. I can ask for no more. Never have I been so sure that becoming a shield maiden is what I am meant for. I have earned great confidence in my abilities thanks to you. That's good, but I really don't care.
Every struggle is a step towards greatness.
Thank you for all that you have done, Vontu. I could not have come this far without you, but I must now prove my skills through my own deeds. Return to my father and inform him that I am thankful for his encouragement and his aid. When next we speak, I hope to be a true sentinel of the Norcrofts.
Is she just a passing NPC fly in your life?
Well, basically. Alrighty. So are we done in climbing then?
We're getting close.
Oh wait, hold on. We need to talk to this chick. Inhild.
Yep.
This is Randgar's cloak, is it not? I was worried that he had not been found, but it seems you have been helping him after all. You look concerned, Vontu. Is something wrong? I'm bringing you a blood-stained cloak. Of course something's wrong. Why have you brought me Randgar's cloak? Whatever concerns you, please speak your mind. Describe to Inhild the scene you witnessed when you returned to Randgar's farm. She begins to quietly sob. Oh no, it cannot be true. Poor Randgar, my love. Why did he not flee? I begged him not to stay on my behalf. I know that he stayed so that we might be together, but it is now doubtful that I will ever look upon him again. Vontu, I must ask you for one final favor. You must take me to Randgar's farm so that I may bid goodbye to him in person. I will know no peace until I see these things for myself. Please speak with my father inside our home. Ask that he allow you to escort me to Randgar's farmstead.
Upstairs.
What brings you to
Inhild
these lands?
yet wastes her thoughts on that foolish Randgar. He is but a worthless farm boy. A woman of her standing should be courted by a wealthy noble, a brave warrior. You explain to Whitman the events of Randgar's farm and request to escort Inhild there so that she may know peace. I shed no tears for Randgar. His fate is a result of his own foolish actions. I will grant Inhild my blessing to leave if it helps her to forget about her silly affections, but you must promise to keep her safe. Let us go out at once, Vontu, before my father changes his mind on the matter. Lead the way.
You have escorted Inhild to the home of Randgar, offering her the chance to have closure regarding the death of the man she once loved.
Thank you for bringing me here,
What brings
Vontu.
you to these
I hope that I
lands?
have not been overly troublesome to you. You have been a greater friend to Randgar and myself than you know. Please excuse me for a moment.
Nope, we're gonna follow her.
Oh, he is alive. It's good to see you, my love. I cannot
Will
believe that
you
it worked.
aid the horse
Greetings
lords?
again, Vontu. I understand your surprise. Please allow me to explain. Inhild and I have known that we would never be together as long as Whitman could stop us. We devised a plan to feign my death in the hopes that Whitman would allow Inhild to see my remains. For our scheme to work, we would need an outsider to lend help. That outsider was you, Vontu. I'm sorry to have deceived you, but it was the only way to ensure that you would be genuine when convincing Whitman. We did not wish for it to be this way, but we had no choice. Please do not be angry. You have done us a great service. There is one final matter that needs to be dealt with. Please speak with Inhild and she will explain.
Our mission
My
is
father
dire.
cares for me, but he shares not my views of love. He would never allow me to spend my life with a farmer, no matter how good that man might be. Randgar and I must depart together for safer lands. You've been so helpful, but I must ask of you one final request. Please tell my father that I have gone off with a rich and handsome rider from Edoras, whom we encountered on our return. In this way he will miss me, but be altogether happy for my good fortune. Good fortune, Yuvantu. We owe you our happiness together. Yes, I'm sure her father will completely believe that. Already in use, what? It's not letting me talk to him.
Try again.
What brings you
You
to
return.
these
I trust that
lands?
Inhild has returned safely as well. Stay a moment and share with me your visit to the belated Randgar's home. Let's see.
The Rohirrim
What makes
have
you hesitate,
need of
Vontu?
your
Is there something you've not
services.
told me? Oh,
You get to choose.
Our success depends upon our
what
strength.
should I choose?
Will you aid us?
That's up to you.
What one did you choose?
I haven't chosen yet,
Which one are you?
but I'll probably lie.
Well, tell me what his reaction is.
Are you gonna choose the other one?
That depends on the reaction.
So, you attempt to convince Whitman that you encounter a very handsome and wealthy rider along the road south of Cliving. You describe how Inhild became enamored with the man, and she accepted his offer to travel together to Edoras. Can this be true? Oh, I just knew this would happen, Sundavar. I always suspected Inhild would find someone more worthy, but what incredible fortune. I only wish that she had introduced me to this man before departing. Nonetheless, I shall have to visit them someday when the roads are safe again. Thank you for protecting my daughter, Sundavar, and for bringing me such wonderful news. You have my deepest respect.
Our success depends upon our strength. Will you aid us? Our
You explained to
mission is
Whitman
dire.
that Randgar feigned his death as part of a scheme to run off with Inhild because the two were in love. This is intolerable, Vontu. How dare they? That miserable crofter Randgar puts my dear Inhild's life in danger. He always seemed a rough character, but I never imagined he would take my daughter from me. Thank you for revealing the truth to me. I vow to find my daughter again someday, and we will have all this foolishness sorted out. I owe you much for your honesty, Vontu. I mean, ultimately, not that it matters. It's just a video game, but...
Yeah, this isn't like a Witcher type game.
No.
Looking at a guy the wrong way will mean some NPC dies later.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm still kind of waking up a little bit. I'm not banging on all cylinders.
Look who's standing outside the door here.
Guard of Cliving? Or were you referring to you?
I was referring to Horn and Nona and Corden.
I did not see them. But now I see them standing by Athelward.
Thank you for
I'm
your
grateful to
help.
hear that my daughter is enjoying her training. It seems you have a rather unique way of helping others, no matter the task. Your timing is uncanny, Vontu. I have another mission for you. I need a message delivered to Thane Elfmar, son of Elfham, at the town of Faldham to the south. I have given orders for all capable riders to report to Cliving for duty, yet few men have arrived from Elfmar's lands. Elfmar may stay if he so desires, but his riders have orders to seek me with all haste.
I am inspired by your companions'
I have been speaking with your
example.
companions while you aided my captain of the guard, Vontu. I am inspired by their example. A man of Rohan, a girl of Dunland, and even an elf. How is it that folk of such different backgrounds can work together? It pains me to see you leave. Can you not stay and help with the maintenance of Cliving? I could use each of your talents to better the state of my people. Discuss among yourselves if you must, but do not decide to leave so quickly. A strong Cliving makes for a strong Rohan, and these are troublesome times.
I think it is time to go.
The Uruks we followed did not come this close to Cliving, either because it was not on the road, or they were afraid of the town's defenders.
We need not stay here
We
any
do not
longer.
stay here any longer.
Cliving
Cliving has strong walls, and its defensive position is better than other towns we have seen. Athelward has little cause to fear orcs from this fastness. He does not need our help any longer, and we should be off. I have
This
seen
city
more
has
secure
little to
homes,
fear
but they
of
were in the
orcs,
Malons
if you
of
ask the
Lorien.
opinion of an elf.
This city has little to fear of orcs. If you ask for the opinion of an elf, Athelward should see what he can do to protect the people who live elsewhere in the Norcrofts, but he can do that without our presence. I understand that you need to be off. You cannot blame me for wanting to keep skillful folk at the disposal of my people. If you have business back at Ethengils, can I ask that you deliver a message for me? You remember your ascent, and Athelward rumbles pleasantly. Good, good. This may surprise you, Bontu, but I have no male heir to carry on my line. I love my daughters more than my own life, but a son would release me from the worry that my line will end with me. My wife has been dead this past year, and it is time I began thinking of the future. Thane Mildred of Ethengils has had more than her share of grief these past few months. If it is in my power to heal the sorrow I have caused her, I would do so. I desire her hand in marriage. I will respect her decision in this, but please express to her how strong a union between our families and our cities would be. The Norcrofts could only benefit from such a union. It is, not the first time I've asked for her hand, but it will be the last, no matter her decision. You killed her son and are directly responsible for the death of her husband. I don't know where you get this idea she's going to jump into your arms happily.
I don't think he's expecting or even asking for a happy jump into arms.
He just wants to skronk and get a male heir.
And has decided that she's the worthy woman.
What an honor. What an honor to be the hole in the king's mattress.
He's not a king. He's just a reeve.
Okay, the Reeves mattress. And take me out to the black. Tell him I ain't coming back. Oh, no, I am coming back.
You made it.
Welcome, my friend.
Ethengils?
Yep.
Okay. I need to get a new chair at some point.
That'll happen eventually.
Yeah, birthday's in 6 months. We can bring it up then. Or not. It'll just really depend on where we're at in terms of savings in Idaho and everything. Why are we walking?
Cardio?
Okay. Just seems like we could mount, but...
I mean, we could have. I just didn't.
You cannot be
Thane Mildred
serious.
listens to your message from
Scoundrel, that braggart.
with growing horror and disgust. From Reeve Athelward with growing horror and disgust. You cannot be serious. That scoundrel, that braggart. His inaction doomed my husband Pendra to death by the orcs, and he personally gave my son the wound that killed him. He has the gall to ask for my hand not once but twice, and to use friends to do it? Mildred brings herself under control and continues in a quiet, deadly voice. I sent you to learn if my daughter Syphilis was being treated well by the murder of her father and brother. Is she?
Thank you for easing
If
the
Syphilis says
worry
she's
in a
being treated
mother's
well,
heart.
I will keep my complaints to myself. Thank you for easing the worry in a mother's heart. My daughter is strong-willed, and I trust that she will have the sense to send word if her situation changes to ill. Turning now to the well-being of my people, I find clarity. We must not rely on the Reeve to protect us. I do not trust him, but more so, I feel in my heart he will see first to the defense of Cliving and not leave his walls to protect the rest of us. The other towns in the Norcrofts do not have Cliving's natural defenses. You have been a good help to me, but I know that you are eager to progress westward in pursuit of the Uruks you seek. Go southwest to Faldheim by the way of the river crossing to scout and see if the crossing is held by foes. Also, I ask that you collect emblems from any orcs you find in the Norcrofts. Show those emblems to Elfhelm, the Thane of Faldhelm, as proof that we must stand on our own, not rely on Athelward. Oh wait, Eltham has gone to the fords of Eisen. His son Elfmar must have rule of Faldham in his absence. Show him the utmost. Can do.
You always love a quest that tells you to go kill things.
Oh, I'm totally down for it. I'm always down for, being a dangerous sociopath with a long history of violence.
My horse has not fully rendered in. Oh, there it is.
I'm still, like, standing inside my goat.
Inside your textureless goat.
Yeah, well, and I grabbed all my overflow inventory, and it just barely now got to my bag. There is some bad lag going on today.
It's Isengard.
Has it
They
been
don't want us
unleashed?
fighting.
Has it been unleashed?
Not quite yet, but soon. Right now, it's just sort of leaking into the lands around it.
Okay, hold on, I got a war steed up. Because I forgot that I had a war steed while we were in town.
You forgot about your horsey?
Yep. Yes, I did.
Your horsey is probably crying a little bit.
Well, I'm riding him now. Or her.
A man died to give you this horse.
And I'm riding it!
Oh, you want to do Skutog?
Sure, we're right here. Have we done Skutog?
Yeah, we've done Skutog before.
Okay. He's a solo one, right?
Yeah. Though I do seem to recall he dismounted me last time.
That sounds right. Ooh, yikes.
Did you get dismounted?
No, Callista's just hurt. There we go.
But I think the dude's out of ads now, so...
Yeah, we still got a friend running around though.
He's melee and on foot. He's not hardly gonna touch us. Ooh, dismounted. He's shooting at me.
Are you getting any of these heals I'm throwing out your way?
I was getting some, yeah.
Because it didn't look like your health bar was changing any.
My horse's health bar was going up.
Ah. I got a Faldham pennant and 3 Rohirric celebrants salves.
Helebrant.
Whatever.
Seas in Tolkien lore are usually always hard. Just let you know that.
I will keep that in mind.
Well, so in typical English, if they're followed by an I or an E, that's when C's tend to be pronounced with a S sound. But in like the appendices, and there's a little pronunciation guide that says that C's are usually always hard in Tolkien Middle Earth stuff.
Again, I will take your word for that.
Very important. Ah, we have all the orc emblems we need. Boing. We made it to a new town.
We did indeedly.
Sort of. It's more a collection of tents.
With a lot of palisades.
I need your help, if you can aid me.
Welcome, I'm
very
Elfbar,
well.
summon of Elfhem, Thane of Thafaldham. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Vontu. My men have heard the summons of Reeve Athelward, but have refused to answer his call. My scouts believe that the lands of Faldham are on the... I almost tripped my own spit. Are on the precipice of being besieged by orcs from the north, awaiting the same fate as many in Elfingals have already endured. My most skilled riders have chosen to stay and defend these lands. I will not force them to abandon the people of Faldham simply out of loyalty to the Reeve against their own will.
I need your help, if you can
The orcs
aid
have laid
me.
waste to the crofters to the north. We will not allow the same fate to befall the people of Faldham. My riders, the most brave and loyal men I have ever known, are called the Elfward. Each of them will have a part to play if we are to withstand the coming siege. The Elfward have skill unmatched among all the riders of the plains, yet they are distracted by other concerns. This could prove to be our downfall on the battlefield. We must put their concerns to rest if hope is to be had of survival. Speak with Nothwolf and see what actions might put his mind at ease.
Welcome to Foldham, friends.
Welcome to Faldham, friends. These are not the first of such emblems I have seen. I know the orcs move across Norcross in great numbers. I'm trying to do the best I can to combat them while my father is away at the forts of Isen.
You have seen battle. Would you like to
I have known
train
Thane
with my
Mildred since
men?
I was a boy. She was not Thane then, of course. It is a great shame what happened to her husband and to her son, but I am not attributing her words solely to grief. Reeve Athelward is many things, and I would never say he lacked courage, but the simple fact is that Cliving is far away. He worries first about Cliving and second about the other towns within his riding. I cannot say I would do otherwise. You tell Elfmar that you spoke with his father Elfhelm at the forts of Isen. I'm glad he still lives, Vontu. I would like to hear more of your account. While my father's away, I am trying to rule in his place as best I can. You have seen battle. Would you like to train with my men? We can discuss the state of things in Rohan, and you can tell me more of what you've seen beyond our borders.
I would be pleased to see what you can do.
Let's see.
The Rohirrim will need...
Greetings,
your
Vontu.
aid.
My concern lies with the growing threat from the wooded area to the east. The crofters tell tales of strange, monstrous creatures seen lurking in the shadows. Of late, a drunken farmer was attacked while pacing the woods at night. Stories of the beast that came upon him have many worried. Speak with the elder Sahard about this matter. He is wise and has been studying these events with some earnest. Okay.
I would be pleased
The field
to
just
see
outside the
what
meat
you
hall
can
serves
do.
as the training area for my men. Will you help train them? I would be pleased to see what you can do. Oh, it's a solo quest?
I would be
And it
pleased
doesn't even tell
to
us.
see what you can do.
Boo. I hate solo quests. I think they're stupid.
Elfmar is a good man, and true, just like his father. We
Things
should
go
help
ill
him
in Rohan,
prepare his
Vontu.
men for battle as best we can.
Things go ill in Rohan, Vontu. I fear that the king's men are fewer than in days past and less resolute. I have heard whispers from villagers and lords alike that put little faith in Theoden King. I stand with Eomer, the king's nephew and third marshal of the Rittermark. He is my shield brother, and we have sparred in peace and fought side by side during war. If he were here, he would be the first to volunteer to train with my men. Alas, Eomer is carried hither and yon by the tides of danger, and he goes where he is most needed. For today, that is elsewhere. It will not always be so, and that is why I want you to train with my men. They will have need of the experience when the orcs come to Faldham, as surely they must. This is the very enclosure where my father taught me to swing a sword as a child. Let us see if I can make my father proud. Though he be far distant, we shall be the first combatants. It has been the custom in Faldham for the leader to take the first battle for himself, and I see no reason it should be different today. Let us have a good battle, Vontu, and by our example inspire the men. Well fought, both of you. I will find someone with whom to test my own mettle. I will not try to hurt these horse lords too badly, Vontu. For your sake. This man has the rank of Kaor. His mood is one of trepidation. He was born in Garsfield, but now lives in Faldham with his loyalty to Elfmar while Elfhelm is away. This man has the rank of Guma. Guma? Okay. His mood is one of eagerness. He was born in Faldham and is a frequent companion of Elfmar and Eomer. This man has the rank of Rink. His mood is one of eagerness. He was born in Faldham and his loyalty has always been to Elfmar and his riders. This man has the rank of Kaorl. His mood is of extreme confidence, but you can tell it is misplaced. He is certain to yield at the first chance of injury. He lives in Snowborn and came to Faldham to serve Elfhelm, but he arrived after Elfhelm rode to the fords and now seeks to impress Elfmar. Do I have to fight all of them?
Yes.
This man has the rank of Rink. His mood is one of confidence. He was born in Harwick and came to Faldham with his family very recently. He practices daily so he may better protect them. This man has the rank of Kaor. Whatever. His mood is one of quiet confidence, and you cannot tell his level of skill from his countenance. He was born in Edoras and came to Faldham at a young age. This man has the rank of Guma. His mood is one of understated confidence. He was born in Minas Tirith, but is of Rohirric descent and came to Faldham many years ago. He has already distinguished himself in battle with the orcs. This man has the rank of Kaorl. His mood is one of slight trepidation. He was born in Faldham, and he works daily on his combat skills, but to little result. He hopes his training with you will help. This man has the rank of Rink. His mood is one of weariness. He was born in Langhold and has seen much of war. He came to Faldham because this is where his steed finally succumbed to exhaustion. He offered his sword to Elfmar as a means of regaining his honor. Is it true that your friend and boon companion Horn is from Eorworth in the Entwash Vale? If he is the son of the Reeve Ingbert, then his sister is the girl Ingith. Elfmar looks troubled. I wonder how she has taken the death of Prince Theodred. The two were betrothed, and now, alas, never will they marry. This war has already taken the happiness of many, and it has only just begun. I am ready to spar with you again, Vontu, and this time I will not let you have victory so easily. I mean, okay. Horn, are you ready to prove yourself in battle with me? I did not catch that, Nona. What did you want? I wanted to challenge. Do you think you can provide it? I think you will find I can. Do you see the strength in my sword arm? Oh, she wants to skronk. Where? Here, my sword arm. Ah, you are having a jest. I would spar with you, lady, but I would fear... I fear so much harm would come to delicate flower. I will not be called that by you, lady. Delicate. Okay, talk to Corridon. Oh my, Nona and Horn will likely be sparring like that for a while. I have been wondering how much longer it might take. Each of their interest in the other has been quite obvious to me, though perhaps not to themselves. Corridon smiles. Would you like to spar with me? They are not likely to end anytime soon. Sure, why not? Very good, nice and short. I see that Horn and Nona are not yet finished. I do not quite know what to make of this, Vontu. If I did not know better, I would say that these two were courting, but that would be unwise to say aloud. Perhaps I'm mistaken. Elfmar shakes his head. Thank you for your help. I know that my men are better prepared to face what must surely await them now. I hope you found the training useful as well. Are you ready to return to the mead hall? Nothing follows up a sweat quite like a great mug of ale. Nona and Horn are gonna skronk, aren't they? Hun?
Violently and explicitly on screen, because this game is in fact a trap.
Well, at least you've admitted it.
There is something reassuring about
Thank you very much,
a good
Vontu.
bout of
There's something
sparring.
solid and reassuring about a good bout of sparring, and I know my men will be pleased to have had the opportunity when the time comes to defend their homes or those of their neighbors.
No doubt your friend Horn will be glad to see his home again.
Your road surely runs northwest now to Eoworth. No doubt your friend Horn will be glad to see his home again, and you may be able to learn where the Uruks cross the river if they still live. As you travel through the Wash Vale, slay any mounted enemies you encounter. With such speed they could double back and cause trouble for Thaldham, or for towns in the Sootcrofts, and I do not wish that. Your friends are just outside, I believe. Speak with them and give them my thanks for helping train my men. I thought we might need to go to Eoworth. It is my home, but I have not been there to stay in several years. I returned briefly for a few days after Theoden King ordered me to stand guard and before I left Rohan. My father was pleased to see me go, I think. His name is Ingbert, and he is the reeve of the Entwash Vale. He trained both Prince Theodred and Eomer when they were young. He
I
trained
thought
me
we
as
might
well,
need
but
to
I
go
did
to
not
Eoworth.
impress him as much as they did.
It is my home.
He is a hard man. I hope my family troubles will not distress you. Nona, well, he will not think much of Nona. I will follow your lead at Eoworth, Vontu. I do not want my family to cause any trouble for you or our companions.
I do not understand why Horn is reluctant to return to his home.
I do not understand why Horn is reluctant
perhaps
to
I
return
do.
to his home. If I were to return to Luck now, I would be glad to see Sulvik. I would introduce him to Curadan and to Horn. Nona falls silent for a moment. Perhaps I see why Horn is not eager to see his home again.
Eoworth sits very near to Fangorn.
Eoworth sits
I
on
would
a
like
cliff.
to see that forest.
Sits on
if
cliffs
we
at a
may.
bend of the Entwash to the north, where we would follow to the river past the city. We would eventually arrive at the forest of Fangorn. I have heard tales of Fangorn that make me most curious to see it, but to hear Horn speak of it, I cannot imagine he will want to get us to get any closer to it than Eoworth.
I would like to see Fangorn, but I will go where you lead.
Okay, so now we're two.
We're gonna go unlock the stable master.
Probably a good call. That's really all we do out here is just train the men.
What business have you
Figured there'd be
with the
more quests.
Rohirrim?
Well, we've got regular, not epic quests to do here.
Oh, that's true. We have the... That's true. We got these two other ones. Well, let's work on them, I guess. If you're up for it.
Yeah. Gotta go talk to Sahard.
The drunk farmer. Is he inside?
Yeah.
Okay. Callista! Stop! Welcome,
aid
visitor.
the
What
horse
questions
lords.
have you for old Sahard? What I know of the beasts you seek is collected from traditional folktales, stories told by wives to scare children into good behavior or to keep fools from wandering the woods at night. Listen closely and I will recall the truth of the matter. In the tales, they were called Lathbear. They were once ordinary bears, but are now possessed by foul spirits. Their wicked hosts have been warped into dangerous, frightening creatures intended for serving a darker purpose. None that I know has ever claimed to see such a sight, and I had thought them naught but a myth. The local sightings have greatly concerned me, as the terrifying description matches with the Lathbear tales.
What brings you to these lands?
Oh. Okay, I was reading yours.
Well, it's gonna say the same thing.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I was reading yours.
It still tells me to speak to Sahard, though, so I might have to make him start over.
Really? I figured that was. I'm confused, but okay. Can I talk to the guy now? It's told me already in use 6 times, and I clicked like twice.
Will you
You must
aid
inspect
the
these
horse
beasts for
lords?
yourself. Take this meat and set it before the creatures of the woods. I know not if this will lure Lothbear, but if you manage to closer inspection, be ready to defend yourself from their wrath. Inher, a guard of Feldheim, has gone east to explore the edge of the woods not long before you. When you are satisfied with your inspection, seek out Inher to discover what you may have learned.
The woods are haunted.
I mean, would you be surprised?
There's many a spookenings here.
Yep. Are you on your warhorse?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hear the horn, and you're on the regular looking horse, so.
No, I'm just trotting.
It's been really weird laggy today.
A little bit.
Also, apparently Discord's been blowing up, so.
Oh boy.
It's the weekend. I'm not gonna care. I am not needed on the weekends. Well, see, so it's called Curious Lothbear. I'm gonna say that yes, it was a Lothbear.
A loaf cat?
Different franchise. Oh. There's a warband near us.
So I see. And he's solo.
Go for him.
Yeah, I think it's that bear.
Oh, really? What? This bear? Which bear? Oh,
The one right next to us.
Oh, okay. Works for me. Oh, look, a drifter. That's cute.
We win!
We did win. Go us. We're awesome. Oh, my horse did a horse, of course, of course. What did I get? 5 chunks of Rittermark Skarn and 3 medallions. Okay, so now we need to aid Nothwolf.
So that's the quest we're doing right now. We've got to
Okay.
go speak to In here.
Will you aid the horse lords?
You handled those Lothbears quite well. It seems that Sahard was correct. The myths of old are based in truth, but why have these creatures suddenly returned? Something must have roused them from their slumber, and now they are eagerly seeking live prey. Thank you for aiding and investigating our foe. Rest a moment and allow me to consider what must be done.
Will you aid the
The
revelry?
Lothbears seem to have been roused by some event, perhaps the same occurrence that has caused such fervor in the roaming orcs. Yet they largely have remained cautious and distanced, perhaps still fearing the sounds of riders preparing for combat. If this has kept them at length, then we must convince the Lothbears that the Aerlingus, I don't know why it didn't get to do that, are still here in force. I will lend you my battle horn, Runekeeper. Sounding the horn while riding in the woods will perhaps frighten the Lothbears into return to hibernation. I will remain on watch and ensure that no Lothbears approach the village. I do not see that working. In fact, I see that being the exact opposite of working. I see it waking more up from hibernation.
We'll have to see.
I guess we will. Should I dismount? Also, bless you.
Yeah, you can. We're gonna be running in and around trees, so sometimes it gets hard. Ooh, there's a sketchy mist here.
Just a bit. It is terrifying. Does that anything else? Okay. Now we go back to what's his face?
In here, who's over there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We go back to what's his face.
Who's on first?
Sure.
There's a bear right next to him, and he's not even dealing with it.
Of course he's not. He's an NPC.
There's also an orc right behind him.
Our mission
If the threat
is
of mounted
dire.
warriors does nothing to discourage these brutes, then they are indeed more dangerous than I had perceived. You have done well to overcome the Lathbears you have encountered thus far, but it may require more drastic actions if we are to subdue this menace entirely.
The Rohirrim will need
It is
your
as I
aid.
feared. The spirits will not be intimidated, and our problem can only be resolved when the matrons of the sloth have been dealt with. Finding the matrons may prove difficult. The Lothbears have been secluded in darkness, lurking among the shadows of the valley to the east. I believe this is where their den may lie. Search for the Lothbear den beyond the trees, and eliminate any matrons found within. Take courage, for the dark spirits that infest the Lothbears may still be restless within their dwelling. I must soon return to Faldham. The hour draws near, and I am needed by my allies. When you have seen to these matters, speak to Sahar at his home. Good fortune to you, Vontu. So, we're off to go kill the Lothbear den.
Yes.
Because, like I said, blowing a horn wasn't going to work.
What about this tater? Do you think it would help?
I rather doubt that. It would have to be boiled, mashed, or put into a stew.
What about pan-fried?
And you could pan-fry taters.
What about deep-fried?
Deep-fried taters are pretty good. I do enjoy a deep-fried potato.
What about baked?
Baked can work. What about baked then deep-fried?
What about baked twice?
What's the place that we go to where like the twice-baked potato is like deep-fried? Is that Ruby River?
I don't remember.
I don't think that's Ruby River, but it's some place where it's just it's like amazing. It might be Ruby River actually.
And would that still be a twice-baked potato, or would that just be a baked and fried?
I don't know, but it's amazing. I think it is Ruby River actually.
Ooh, bones.
Creepy. Smarter than average. Handling the Lothbear with tactics and cunning has proven to be unsuccessful. Desperation calls for brute force as a response to a fearless foe. The Lothbear's malevolent plans are unknown. They may be rallying the hosts to assail the farms while the riders of the Faldheim are preoccupied with the advance of the orcs. Strike against them before they are ready for such an endeavor and thin their numbers to prevent them from amassing such a force.
It's been a while since we entered a spooky cave.
Yeah. Okay, I need 3 more Dauntings and 4 more Hulkings, as well as 2 more Matrons.
Yep, but we're not leaving yet.
No, I'm just giving an update, because I know you killed a couple before I had accepted the quest.
I have a feeling we'll kill more than enough bears.
Oh, entirely likely.
I think we've gone full circle.
Well, I still need 1 of each. Do you have all 3 Matrons?
No. Oh, let's just jump down. We'll go this way. Oh, that's the entrance.
So we basically have to wait for everything to respawn.
Or we go this way. We haven't been this way yet.
This is true, we have not. There we go. There's the last ones.
Hooray! And we finished a deed.
With their numbers hindered, any vengeful plots against the Rohirrim will be slow to develop. The people of Faldheim have been afforded a reprieve from the danger of imminent Lothbear attack thanks to your actions.
I mean, I'd be afraid of imminent Lothbear attack. But that might just be me.
I think it's just you. Oh, but now we have the Slay 200 deed.
Yep.
I think we're kind of at the point where we're just like rocking everything up.
We've kind of been rocking everything for a while.
Iconic Psychotic, thanks for the raid.
Well, hello.
Welcome, welcome. You're leaving me behind again.
You just gotta run faster.
I can't run faster. You know this. We've had this discussion numerous times.
You should return or work on your cardio.
Oh, well, welcome to the game.
It's a fun one. I've always loved it.
We're usually here every Saturday streaming it, so...
We were just killing some cursed bears.
Yep. That we were. That we indeedly were. Although we're getting to the point where we probably want to start wrapping up this area.
Well, we're gonna,
Our
yeah, I think we're gonna
mission
be
is
heading
dire.
to, the next town soon.
Oh, okay. Admirably handled, Vantu. Without their matrons, the Lothbear numbers should be fragile enough so as not to risk assaulting our homes directly. I will endeavor to pass on the tale of your deeds so that the accounts of the Lothbear's danger might be heeded as a warning of true peril and not told as a harmless fable or children's tale. Had you not intervened, we may have learned a most difficult lesson. Return to Northwolf and put his mind at ease.
You're not on your goat.
I am. I forgot my goat this time. I just kind of clicked.
You forgot your goat.
I did forget my goat.
He's jingling sadly in your goat pocket.
I can't jump.
Why is your spacebar not working?
Okay, now it is. I must have just been lagging. Must have just been more of that lag I've been hitting all day. Oh, there's a quest here?
Oh?
The Rohirrim have need
These lands are
of
far
your
too
services.
dangerous. Theoden King keeps safe only those within his walls, and so my family makes for Edoras at once. I worry about providing for my family once we reach the great city. If I had some pelts to sell at the market, I would feel much better about making the journey. Please gather some hides for me so that I might care for my children. Go with haste. I cannot afford to hesitate any longer, and we shall depart shortly.
Well, let's go quickly kill some bears.
I can get behind that.
Oh, look, children frolicking.
That do be what children do.
You're not a bear.
Nope. I mean, we could still rock them, though. It's weird to see Urukai on horses. I have a hard time picturing orcs on horses.
That's the man part of them showing through.
I guess.
Well, we got a time limit to kill bears, so we gotta be quick.
Yes, we do. Thankfully, we can kill them pretty quickly.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
I'm not worried about it in the least bit.
Especially with as many bears as there are.
Yep. I mean, there's two right over here.
And another one right here.
Oh. And you one-shot that one. And you nearly one-shot that one. And there we go.
Flammo. Bears collected.
Oh, you're not on a warhorse?
No, we didn't come out here on our war steeds.
I know, but I figured it was far enough away.
It probably was.
Whatevs.
Go run speedy fast.
Yep, and then it'll be, like Dill has described, Ferrari on ice.
Is your favorite descriptor for these things?
It is a completely perfectly accurate descriptor for this thing. I also don't really entirely remember where this guy is.
Ooh.
No, I found him. Okay, Callista, slow down, slow down. There we go.
What
What
business have
fortuitous
you with the
timing!
Rohirrim?
We were at the precipice of departure. You arrived not a moment too soon. These hides are in pristine condition. We should be able to barter for what we need to survive once we arrive in Edoras. Blessings upon you for your aid. And yet here you are, years after the fact that after this expansion was released, and still have not left for Edoras.
There's always just one more thing to do.
Yep.
Because you know that you'll remember it the moment you're too far to just easily turn around.
Ain't that the truth? How many times does that happen when we've gone out to like my parents' place?
Every time.
Yeah.
What brings you
I'm
to
encouraged
these
that we were
lands?
able to prevent these Lathbear beasts from overwhelming the people of Falltown. With one danger behind us, I look only to facing the orc threat. You have my gratitude, Montu. He has a quest now.
Thank you for your help.
Northwolf seems ready to focus on the task at hand now that his mind is at ease. Austin has been heard worrying about the Crofters and their lack of preparation. Speak with Austin and inquire about lending a hand so that he may concern himself with his own readiness. Okay.
Alright, there might be more to do here than I realized.
Alright, well let's get done here what we can get done here. Welcome new people to the stream. Glad that you're here with us on this fine Saturday morning. Feel free to chime in on chat if you want. We're always happy to see new people in the community, and yeah, just thanks for being here. Thanks for spending part of your Saturday with us. There's Austin. Hail, friend. Thane Elfmar has given word that the Elfward are to prepare their steeds and equipment for what will be a dangerous assault against our home. I must keep focused upon this task, yet I cannot help but be concerned for the people of Falltown. The Crofters are terribly unready for the coming siege. Without proper preparation, many are certain to die fighting for their land and home. May I entrust you with aiding these people of merit? Lend them your skill, and I will see that you are rewarded for your trouble. Sure.
That's what we do.
Yep. That's what we've been doing.
For 83 levels.
Yep.
The Rohirrim
Hail
will
to
need
you,
your
Rootkeeper. I
aid.
imagine you are familiar with siege tactics, defensive positioning, and the like. Do our farmsteads appear ready to withstand an enemy's charge? I believe that more must be done to protect our homes. I beg of you, assist us in boarding these openings. A well-boarded window will make it difficult for an orc to penetrate or to easily peer inside to look for prey. Use the planks I have cut to cover the windows of unprotected homes. Where are the planks he's cut?
Right next to him.
Oh. Because I did not see anything to interact with. There we go. I see them now.
Well, there's two on this house.
I mean, it kind of feels almost like we're boarding up for a hurricane.
Well, it's just a different type of hurricane.
Yeah, this is a good way of describing it. How far away did you get? Quite a ways. You find any windows here?
Yeah, and there's a dude here.
Hello, dude. Deo run.
The Rohirrim will
It is
need
said that a
your
farmer
aid.
is only as effective as his tools, and I am sorely lacking many of the tools which I now require. I have need of many of the tools I have lent to my friends and neighbors, and I foresee them being invaluable in the coming days. Might you gather up many of the items I have loaned out and return them to me? In particular, I am seeking my hammer, pitchfork, lantern, and an old bow. Speak to the other crofters around Falltown and inquire about the items. These tools will be put to good use when the siege begins. I mean, what are you going to do with the pitchfork?
Poke a guy.
I guess. I have this picture in my head of, like, you know, my dad running out at that cow with a pitchfork in one hand and a rope in the other.
Technically, a pitchfork killed Geralt of Rivia.
That's true. This is true. I need to get those books on Audible.
You have discovered a love.
I've enjoyed having audiobooks available.
Will you aid
A
the
few men have
Rohirrim?
reported horses missing as orc poachers have come and abducted them during the cover of night. The tracks from town lead east and to the south towards the mountain pass. I beg of you, please release our steeds from the enclosures of the orcs. No doubt, they have some vile intention for the steeds that we have taken such care of. Be most cautious. That area has grown rather dangerous of late. Really, an area populated by orcs that are stealing your horses is dangerous. I never, ever would have suspected that.
Danger is our middle name.
Okay, oh, there's a pitchfork.
Ah.
If I can interact with it. All right, there's a window right there. Oh wow, you're a bold one. This white hand flanker, he's literally like right outside the town, just sitting there.
He didn't expect a runekeeper of renown to be here.
Apparently not. Okay. Where is you?
I is by Enswith.
Okay, you're grabbing the quest from them.
They were here and
Adelaide,
had need
oh
of your
dear Adelaide.
services.
He was my husband, killed by orcs during our walk along the western hillside. He stood alone against them so that I might escape. But now everything in Pauldham reminds me of his tragic death. I cannot bear to stay here much longer. Please, traveler, I beg of you this one favor. Before I flee to start a new life in Edoras, I ask for vengeance against, for Edliod, or Adelaide, or whatever. The orc who slew my husband was a large brute called Gat by those with him. Ensure that Gat is never able to harm another man, and I will see to your reward.
Come to where I am, there's a lantern.
These orcs are very close to the town. They're extremely bold.
Well, these people are in danger because of it.
Lanterns in here?
Yeah.
Okay, who else are we need to... Oh, we're grabbing the lone bow.
Yep.
Have you grabbed the stable master here already?
Yeah, it's outside of town, remember?
No, I don't remember, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, we're about to go right back towards them, so...
Okay.
Pretty sure you grabbed it, though, because I said, let's go grab the stable master.
I mean, that sounds vaguely familiar, and it looks like it's marked on my map. Yeah, it's marked on my map, I just didn't remember getting it.
I got all the
Brings you
windows.
to
Did you
these
get all the
lands.
windows?
Yeah. Our homes are now much more difficult to infiltrate. A welcome trait once the fighting begins. Thank you for the assistance. If our advanced efforts have saved the life of even a single crofter, then they were worthwhile.
You like the little scarecrow?
It's cute.
What business have
Thank you for returning all my
Rotary?
loaned tools. My tools will be put to good use when the time is right and the assailants will learn the folly of underestimating a prepared crofter. Alright, now we just have to go kill Gat and
free
look at the
horses.
stone horses. Can do.
But Gat is up this way.
Well, let's do this thing.
Hey, I found Gat.
So you did. Why would people take a walk along this hillside? It is so obviously infested with orcs.
It wasn't always infested with orcs.
I know, but she made it sound recent.
I mean, it's pretty.
No, it is. I don't dispute that. I do not dispute that it is pretty in the slightest. It just seems like you almost should have known better.
Our
I know that
mission
nothing
is
will bring
dire.
Aedleod back to me, but I feel a sense of closure in knowing that he has been avenged. Thank you, Vontu, for accepting my request. I shall depart for the King's City, but will honor Aedleod's memory with each passing day. Good for you. I really don't know what to say beyond that.
Well, she doesn't have a husband anymore, so... You can't say good for you for having a husband.
No, no, I cannot. Alright. Oh, we have to break this, don't we?
Yay, be free, horsies, be free!
Cool.
I think we just got trampled.
We very well might have. But whatevs. Tis what tis.
Our mission is
It
dire.
is good to know that our friends have been released to safety. We must be vigilant night and day to stop the orcs from any more of this trickery. The people of Faldham owe you much for your help. A friend of horses will always be welcome here. I mean, friend of horses might be a bit strong of a term, but okay, I can run with it.
Are you not a friend to the horses?
I have nothing against horses. I just don't know if I'd call them friend. I mean, I ride a goat.
That's just because it jingles.
That's true. And it's a Christmas goat.
Will you aid
Knowing that
horse
the people of
lords?
Faldham will be ready for what comes is of great assurance to me. There are few men who go to such great lengths to aid us. It is my pleasure to call you friend, Vontu. My mind will now rest solely upon thoughts of victory in the coming battle. I have earned 5 LOTRO points.
Hooray!
You did
Your helpful
very
deeds have calmed Osen's concerns. Valuable will be his strength in the coming days. I must request one more favor of you. Langfrith, one of the wisest of the Elfward, has been concerned with another foe. Please speak with him and learn of his distress. Okay.
This dude's like, my people are stressed. Can you help?
I don't have a psychology degree, but I can give it a try. I had 4 runestones to turn in.
Dang.
The Elfward alone must defend the people of Faldham. Reeve Athelward sits fortified to the north, unwilling to send aid to us, and the people under Thane Mildred's watch have been trampled in the
Rohirrim
wake
have
of the
need
orcs heading
your
west.
services.
When their wicked blades turned towards Faldham, it will come from the north and from the west. My thoughts dwell ever in a different direction. I look towards a danger from the east. We may have seen much activity from orcs in the mountain passes leading towards the east wall. I fear these orcs plan to ambush our flanks when the force from the north approaches. We cannot allow ourselves to become surrounded. Strike against the orcs that dwell along the pass to the east, and we shall observe how they respond. Okay. Can do.
He has a second quest.
Will you
so we
aid
do.
the Rohirrim?
A scout has reported that the Ninkai orcs are plotting and scheming in the eastern mountain passes. There is but one course of action if we are ever to delay their treachery to confront and defeat their leader. You must breach the enemy camp, Bontu. Locate and overthrow the Ninkai taskmaster. His defeat should throw his lackeys into a state of panic and chaos, granting us an opportunity to better prepare our defenses before dealing with the rest. Okay, let's do this thing. So we're back. Oh, we're back here again.
Yep. You didn't think they were going to put this camp here and not send us here.
And I kind of hope that we can combine everything into one go. Alas, not the case. Oh wow, there's 2 kill people quests here. Or two granted quests.
Auto bestowed.
Thank you, that's what I was going for. Oh, my horse for the horse, of course, of course. Barrel black powder.
Yeah, you gotta explode it.
I'm cool with explosions. I'm all for exploding things. Oh, is there something up here? Is there some, like there's a little door there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll go up there.
Like, is that part of the quest that we're currently on?
Yeah, I think it's part of the same camp.
Ah, okay. Alright, well, let's go in there then. I thought I already looted the backpack.
Oh no, it's that kind of door.
What kind of door?
I didn't realize it was a portal door.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was a...
Yeah, I hadn't gotten close enough for it to start glimmering at me.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I was a little surprised. Normally you don't see that with just, you know, kind of burn up the camp quest.
Well, if you look at the map, you'll see we've kind of moved to the other side of the mountains.
That's true. We were supposed to... He did talk about the mountains. And the threat from the east.
And this is where all the black powder is really living.
Yeah, it would seem that way. I got the last backpack. You go ahead and loot that one. For the 5 logs of oak wood.
God, I love 5 logs of oak wood.
Yeah, I know. Neither of us is a forester.
Actually, I work with wood.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Not that I've advanced it beyond the first level.
Yeah, I mean, we've basically not cared about anything crafting-wise.
Doesn't make for super exciting streams.
No. No, it does not. Okay, I need one more powder keg, and I need to kill their leader.
Well, I see the powder keg.
You do? Oh, yep, I see it. Barrel of black powder. Now we need to find their leader.
Well, the quest guide is pointing me this way, so I go this way.
Alright, I will follow. Well, actually now it seems I am, so.
We should do a whole stream where we just make you take us where we need to go.
That would be a terrible idea.
But potentially quite fun.
Oh, I would dispute that. I love how this guy, like, saw us beat his 2 comrades and did nothing. He just stood there.
Oh look, it's Dargoom.
Really? I don't
Look
see him.
up.
I don't see him.
Above that little gate there.
Oh.
He's a coward, though. He didn't send anything but his troll.
Bless you, hon.
Thank you. It's a pretty good view they have.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's very pretty. They've done a lot with the scenery of this game. It's really you know, for a game that's still kind of running on the same graphic engine as when it was initially started, or at least with minor, very minor improvements. In my opinion, it still looks just very pretty.
It does.
Oh, hold on. I pissed people off.
That's okay, you don't mind.
Yeah. I have no qualms with being a sociopathic murderer.
Well, that is the fate of all MMO players.
This is true. We don't even question why people want us to go kill things. We just go kill them because they're willing to pay us. We're basically just a bunch of hitmen.
Yeah, basically. Sometimes they give us clothes.
That would be payment, though.
Yeah, but it's not like just straight money.
True.
Sometimes they give us clothes and money.
Sometimes we just do it for reputation. You know, for street cred.
And it usually makes them like us better.
Yeah, weirdly enough.
Even most questionable are those ones where, like, each individual thing that you kill, like, gives you, like, 10 rep.
It is regrettable that their
Brings
leader
you
was
to
able to
these
flee, but if
lands.
this Dargum has truly fled from the Ninkai encampment, the result is much the same to me. Without a taskmaster's commands, the remnants of their tribe will likely disband their plot and set out for easier prey. Knowing that this danger has subsided, I must now concentrate entirely on the coming siege of Faldham. Praises upon you, Vantu, you are a worthy ally.
What business
The
have you with the
Ninkai
road
seem
you're in?
shaken by our unexpected interference. I expected the orcs to retaliate, but they seem satisfied to have shrunk back into the mountains beyond our watch. Perhaps they had not expected such strong resistance from the residents of Faldham. Fine work, Vantu. This will be one less opponent to concern ourselves with in the coming hours.
Will you aid the
You
horse
returned
lords?
unscathed. Remarkable. When I heard the sound of each blast resounding across the plains, I feared for your safety. I can see now that you had matters under your control. Your clever plot of sabotage has surely thrown the Ninkai plans into ruin. Without their furtive weapons to aid them, they have no hope of easily penetrating our walls. Okay.
We helped his stress.
It seems like we helped everyone's stress, because that's what we do. We're helpers.
You did very well.
The elf wards seemed wholly focused on the charge set before them. Early is the hour in which these foes approach our threshold, and we shall be ready to meet them with steel in hand. You deserve much for your efforts, Vontu, but the day is not yet won. It would give me great honor to count you among the elf ward, the protectors of Faldham.
I need your help.
Cool.
If you can aid me.
The hour has come, Vontu. We have received no answer from Theron King to our request for reinforcements, and Reeve Athelward has made it known that our fate is now in our own. Retreat is not an option. We must stand against the first waves of the coming storm. I think now upon my father's training and his wisdom. I must rally my people and trust in the great skill of the elf lord. I ask that you ride north to assist Norbald with his defenses. You have done much to help the people of Faldham, but we must not let it fall in its most crucial moment. Alright. Let's do it.
This city is under attack.
Okay, once again, it's not letting me jump.
That's odd.
Okay, now I can. I think it's the lag. Whatever lag I've been running into today.
What business have you with the road?
You are not a moment too soon. The first wave of the Uruk forces have begun to arrive in earnest. We must hold off the enemy's riders and grant Thane, Elfmar, and the others a moment to rally. See, I told you they were getting bold.
Well, they're currently attacking.
Yeah, that's why they're getting bold. I assume you got credit for that?
Yeah.
Okay, I will worst eat it up.
Thunder!
I mean, I do that well.
You're like a shaman.
To a degree.
As close as this game has to a shaman.
Oh, I might have pissed off Gat.
Not Gat.
It's whatever. We're on war horses. Gat is not. Completed. Slayer of mounted enemies in the west. Was that a deed? Oh, yep. In the Eastman advance.
You're finishing a lot of deeds today.
So we are. It would certainly seem that way.
Well, once Gat is dead, we can go back and talk to the dude.
Works for me. We're actually closing in on treeing again. I mean, I doubt we'll do it this stream because we're basically probably done as soon as we're finished defending the town here. Fine work. That ought to slow the enemy's advance. We have stopped their first efforts, but we must not lower our guard. There will surely be more on the way.
The Rohirrim have need of your
Another group of enemy riders was seen en route to the eastern farms. Akadreda and some of the others had planned to defend the eastern coffers, and I would wager they are in need of your aid. We will secure this area for as long as we are able, and you must see to it that Akadreda and his company do not fall to the Uruks at his location. Ride now with haste.
You're having so much fun with these names.
Not really. These names are very difficult to figure out. You'd think after over a year of doing this, I'd have gotten better about it, but no. It is good to see a friendly face come to aid us. Some of my company has already fallen. These Uruks have not the skill to match us on horseback, yet their numbers make them a frightening and unpredictable foe. And there are still more Uruk reinforcements on the way. At the present hour, we have managed to protect many of the coffers, but if we do not repel these Urukai with haste, there will be sure to be more casualties. Crofters, not coffers. Defeat as many as you are able, Vontu, before the farms are overcome.
Did that count for you?
I have one skirmisher.
That's what I'm at.
Okay.
I didn't realize the quest was timed when I just hit OK, so I just started.
Yeah. Understandable. Okay, I need one more raider.
I'm fighting one.
Okay, because I'm fighting the skirmisher at the moment, and Callista is actually not in a good place. There we go. Now Callista's better.
Was she dying?
She was a little hurt, but... Okay, now let's go back to this guy. Our foes were no match for your skill, a worthy effort, not a moment too soon, might I add. In the distance I spy more Uruks
What
riding
business
toward
have
us.
you with the road
I had
raid?
best remain here and brace for another assault. You must rally to Thane Elfmar. Hear what plan my Thane has devised for the defense of our homes, and help him see that it is carried out. Okay.
War is upon us and the children still frolic.
I mean, wouldn't you?
I don't know. These are the children of warriors / farmers.
True. War horses are so difficult.
You did very well.
The defenses at the outer farms will hold, but they will not hold for forever without support. The Elfward are ready to ride to protect the crofters that make Faldham what it is. The enemy approaches. Rest not, my friend. We have precious need of your ability.
Can you help
The
me
task
with
set
this?
before us may be the most important challenge that the Elfward will ever encounter. We ride now to meet our destiny, perhaps for the final time. We must not let the defense of Faldham fall, or all will be lost. Prepare yourself onto United, we shall face our enemies.
Thane Elfmar has rallied the Elf Ward for the coming assault against Faldham.
The enemy
To
forces have
repel
reached
the
the threshold of
assembled
Faldham. The
right-hand
Elf Ward have
force.
taken up positions around the perimeter to defend our borders, but they will need your assistance. I expect the first waves to come from the north. Ride with me as we watch the northern borders. Take courage and fight well. I'm surprised that this isn't a skirmish.
Thank you for your help.
It could be, but I guess they decided not to make it one.
I mean, I guess, yeah, it does surprise me that it's not.
My guess is because of the mounted combat.
Yeah, that would make sense, I guess.
I don't think they have adjusted skirmishes to be able to handle it.
Or at least they hadn't probably by this point.
Well, because like your little soldier wouldn't be able to mount up.
True. So, totally random thing, but we're still in East Rohan, right?
Yeah.
West Rohan was its own expansion.
Yeah.
What was the raid for East Rohan?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
So how close are we to done with East Rohan when we move on to West? Not that
Oh,
I'm
we've still got quite a bit of East Rohan to do.
No. Okay.
So we have the Suitcrofts and we have the Endwash Vale still to do at least. So at least 2 more zones.
Okay then. Oh, yikes. Ow. Callista, Bane.
Who dismounted you?
No, but I was down to like, 500 health or something like that. Not much. I mean, I'm fine now.
Because you got heals.
Yeah. And you seem to always just be fine.
I'm less squishy.
You are significantly less squishy than I am. Very significantly less squishy.
It's kind of my job.
Yeah, true. This is a true statement of fact. The band of enemies hesitate. Let us speak for a moment. Okay.
You did
The
very
initial
well.
surge of riders has been dealt with, and I will be able to hold the northeast edge on my own. Northwolf was protecting the perimeter of the farms a short distance to the south. I would ask that you see to his success there.
That was a big yawn.
Yep.
Oh, wrong way. Got my east and my west mixed up.
I'm just following you.
That's a terrible idea.
Wait, there's a ring over here.
Is that North Wolf?
Yeah, it's North Wolf.
What? What am I?
I don't know what you're doing. I was just paying attention to the minimap.
Dumundings rallied to banner of
Elfmar
the
holds
White
the east,
Hand.
then we must defend the other borders. Will you ride to meet the enemy at my side? I'll wait for you to get here.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay. I am pleased to have you
Time
along
is
with me,
short.
Bantu. Let us show these invaders
So
the merit
is
of the Elf Wolf. Elf Ward, whatever. The enemy war leaders have sent a pack of riders to approach from the south. We must stop them. Oh yeah, I forgot if you tapped backwards twice, it was like a hard break.
Yep. It's very handy.
I forgot about that. Oh, didn't speak with me for a moment. We still hold the southern edge intact. The enemy shall not penetrate from this side while I remain vigilant. The enemy will try to find another way around our defenses. Osin will need your aid to the west while I remain behind to watch the flank. Hey, look, there's Osin. What? He's right here, but we can't talk to him. Odd.
Will you aid the
Wait, was he saying something for you?
No, he just took a second to reset from running to being speaking easy.
To the west, I spotted several bands of orcs heading towards Faldham. They seem to be pressing from every flank. I came at once. I require your aid if we are to dispose of the attacking foes.
So we ran in like 3 little circles. Watch out for the edge of the map.
Yep, I noticed.
Don't want it to kidnap you again.
I still remember that day. Well, there are a lot of these guys that were at the go.
That's why he made sure to run and get our help.
Well done. Speak to Langfrith outside the mead hall. Mead hall and see what aid he needs, Vontu. And the guy did not want to stand still while I was trying to read his dialogue.
He's got the wiggles.
It would appear that way.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Hey, stop. Gosh dang it!
Our mission is
Exceptional
dire.
work at the borders, Vontu. Few orcs have made it this far into the village. I noticed a few of the invaders shouting about their war chieftains, commanding from just north of the mead hall. Defeat this Urupar and this Botglim and throw their attacking forces into chaos. Why'd you dismount?
I don't know, I accidentally hit the button.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Botglim.
Yep.
There's the other one.
Oh, you okay?
You did.
The invading
very
forces are in
well.
utter disarray. The loss of their leaders has caused great chaos, resulting in many of their riders and infantry retreating back north towards Elfengels. The Elford continue to drive back those intent on pursuing the assault, but I believe we have saved the village and its people. I will gather up the others when the last enemy has been driven back, and we can discuss matters when all is quiet again.
You did very
Victory
well.
for the Elf Ward! The people of Faldham will continue to live and prosper free from the tyranny of the White Hand, Uruks and their cruel master. We owe your success today to your brave deeds, Vontu. Know always that you are welcome among my people, and that we are honored to count you among our allies. Well, thank you.
I need your help if you can aid
Vontu,
me.
rumor has come to my ear of troubles in the Entwash Vale, riding of Reeve Ingbert of the House of Leotharn. It is said that goblins and orcs out of the Misty Mountains have descended upon the riding and are preparing to lay siege upon Eorth. If you wish to be of aid to the whatever. Journey west to Eorth and offer your services to Reeve Ingbert. I am sure that he will be grateful for the assistance. The people of Faldham must carry on under their own defenses, but we will not forget your aid. Well, okay then. What did I get? Is this cloak better? It is, actually. It is improved.
Oh, would you like to make this ride to this week or next week?
Let's go ahead and do the ride this week, and then we will probably call that good for this week, because we've got a fair amount of stuff to do today. So, oh, can we just go there from the stable master?
No.
Okay.
We haven't discovered it yet.
That's what I was gonna say. That's where I thought you were running to. So.
No, I was just getting out of town.
Okay.
Well, and we need to see, once we're officially in the Entwash Vale, we need to kill mounted foes before we get to town.
True. Okay, well we can take care of that, and then yeah, call it, because like I said, we got places to be and things to do, chores and whatnot. Because that's what adulting is. Something some people we know really need to learn, but I'm not going to get into that. Because you know exactly who I'm talking about.
He's been on your mind.
Oh, I was actually thinking of someone different, but yeah, he does too, yes. Whatever, life will catch up with both of them. What is this place?
It's an old Gondorian ruin.
Oh. Is there a quest there?
There's a quest if we kill dudes.
Like, kill dudes here?
Well, you see they got rings above their heads.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, we can kill stuff here. I didn't pick up a quest for... Let's see. Oh, there we go. Collect unfamiliar fish from orc scavengers and defilers. Okay, I need 2 more fish. One more fish.
Thing is, if we're close enough to the building, we can't actually do mounted combat.
What do you mean?
So it's like you can't do mounted combat skills here.
Really? Whatever. Okay, I can dismount. I have no qualms with that. It's easier to be on foot anyway. Oh, and there's the 3rd fish.
I did not get a fish.
Oh, really?
I'm still stuck at 2 fish.
How about now?
2 fish.
Still? Still 2 fish. Huh.
Besides, at this point, I'm climbing this thing.
I know, we're already committed.
Oh, there's a fish.
I think we're at the top of it anyway. Unless... Oh, no, we can climb the ladder.
Ooh, a dude. Are you having trouble with the ladder?
Yes.
Click on the name.
Zunum.
That's the end of him.
My guess is we're going to come back here for a quest. Okay, well, I broke my leg, so...
Why would you do that?
Because I just jumped down the entire way. Okay, it's healed. Alright, well, there's my 6.
How do you have 1 more than I do?
Really?
Yeah, because this one was my 6th.
Odd. I don't know. I have no idea how to answer that question. A lot of bull.
It's just a repeatable.
Okay.
No point in focusing on it.
I mean, it would only take 4. We could do it. But it also probably is not worth that much XP, so it's probably not worth our time.
Well, and also just, like, it'll be here again next time.
Yeah, true.
Oop, that is not the town. There's the town.
What is this? Is this an orc camp?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Not that this town's doing much better.
No, but it's at least a town of men. It's a town where we're welcome. Okay, let's slow down here. Gosh, I move so freaking slow.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Alright, well, this is probably a good point to stop at. We will finish this up with Horn, or start it off with Horn on the next stream. But like I said, we got stuff to do. So thank you so much for being with us today, for joining us on Saturday, this fine Saturday, for being part of our stream. We will catch you next week at the usual time. But until then, I'm Vanlin.
I'm Yum Yelf.
And this is Cowwolf Gaming. We'll catch you in the next one.